Welcome to Goldmynetv exclusive interview. My name is Bisola Ade, and I have here with me the son of a billionaire. Now he's into music, and we need to ask him, what's up with this music thing? I'm here with Siraheem Okoya. How you doing?
Yo, I'm good.
I like your vibes though. You're very hyper and I like it. Because sometimes
it.
people feel like they're shy, but you're just, I like it.
For sure. I feel like it's a confidence. I have a confidence, because I believe in my ability. I know what I bring to the table. I'm shouting of the future. It's because I know the work I put in. I know the swag I have,
Okay, let's take a pause before we go to your music. I need to ask you, first of all, how does it feel to be the son of a billionaire? I mean, come on, I'll call your name.
It's not, to me, I've never had any other experience. So it literally feels like my normal, the same way you're in your own life. I'm just in my own life. I don't necessarily feel anything too special. But obviously, I do know that there is a certain level, and it's not really normal.
Yeah.
But honestly, it feels normal.
Wait, I need to ask. That means you grew up knowing you guys are rich. Like
I didn't even know that.
So wait, at what point did you know we are rich?
Okay, it was what point was this? I think it was in my high school days. I started to realize, people started to tell me even oh, what is boy, you don't even know who your dad is. And I was like, what's my daddy? That's just who you get. So obviously I started to just be more involved in the family business and all of that. And that's when I started to realize oh, okay. Eleganza is not a small thing, it's actually this thing. Yeah. My daddy is doing all these cool shit. So it was that was the moment,
Have you ever asked for something no, we can't give you? As you always take. Oh.
Definitely, even my mom, she would not even try to spoil me. She would not even I have to beg my dad because she wouldn't even want to give me. So it was no, definitely. I had that balance. It was not always just tick. It was you have to work for things. You have to get results in school. You have to all these things.
I was about school. High school. Were you the good boy or the bad boy? Be honest. Be honest.
I was a mix. No, definitely. I was because obviously if it came to school, I felt like I was serious. But I did have that side of me. In high school, I used to perform for in our assemblies, our high school functions. Because I was I formed this group here. We were called the Troublemakers. Yeah. So we used to just every social event we would perform. We would just try and entertain people. So in that aspect, you could say I was a bad boy, but
Why cousin to your mom or your dad?
My dad.
Why? Because your mom. Because most of the time on Instagram, because I follow you, it's always your mom. I'm like, mommy's boy. I tell you what.
I mean, I love my mom, I love my dad, but I feel like I can connect more with he's a man, I'm a man, so it's just it's easier.
Right. Yeah. So now that you're married, when you go out with your friends, who pays the bill? You, or they just expect, or did you have to be honest?
No, my friends are also comfortable, so I feel like it just depends on the vibe. More time, people like to even treat me to stuff, so it just depends, honestly.
Let's talk about your song. When I heard your song, please, is it bad bitch syndrome? Because everybody here has been asking me, please. Ask him about the song. How did you come about that song?
Okay. So we're just in the studio, we're vibing. And, I thought to myself, I want to make a song about my everyday. I want to make a song for December as well. So I was just thinking about what's relatable, and I wanted a bad bitch anthem, Yeah. So I was just thinking about these bad bitches, they have shakara, and you have to really counter it. You can't allow it to always just flourish. If she thinks, oh, I'm so fine, I can do anyhow, that kind of thing. So I was trying to make a record that could put the struggles of an everyday Lagosian boy into perspective. And as a bad bitch, you want to sing that song because you know what you're trying to do with the shakara. So
well, we're Afrobeat. Do you think that kind of song will sell? Because we're in a place where everybody's trying to say I'm from the street, and you are coming your kind of song. Do you think it's gonna sell?
No, I always knew that song had potential. Honestly, I wasn't even looking to sell that song in Nigeria. I was thinking internationally because that's where I believe my audience mainly is. But obviously, it's doing its thing in Lagos, and we're grateful for that. But honestly, this record it's an international record, I always say to people, I'm not just a Nigerian artist, I'm a global artist, Put me on the same pedestal you put the likes of Thames. Put me on that pedestal, Omale. My music transcends out of this country, out of the continent. It does, it really does. So,
Wait, is this a full-time now as an RA?
The music?
Yes.
I like to tell people I have 2 9-to-5s, I work music, I work with my family business, so I balance it.
We don't even know that. So you do.
Nobody knows that. I keep it so quiet.
Wait. I need to ask. So how long have you been in the family business?
I've been working for 6-7 months now. Fully every day.
Really,
I
fully
came
you go, you wet shirt
I came
and
from
everything.
this afternoon.
So how are you gonna juggle both?
It's not easy. not easy, but obviously when you have the right people around you, they make it easier. You know, your team is your strength. You know, you have a strong team, you can do a lot better.
So how's your parents, like your dad, your mom, how do you accept saying you into music?
I mean, so far I don't dull on the business side. I think they're fine. Because like last, I don't, you know, like every day is work for me, you know, even in the nights, literally look at the time when we're working, you know, so it's like my lifestyle. My hobby is work, you know, I enjoy my work, so it's my hobby. So like as long as I'm happy, I'm delivering on the business side, you can't complain, you know, like I'm doing my thing.
So how long did you know that you want to go into music?
How long? I've been making music for a while now, you know. I've been an artist for 6 years, and honestly, like I never really thought it would become what it is now.
Yeah.
But like I always had in the back of my mind that if this thing ever came about, I could handle it and I could do it. You know, it was I was never in doubt. You know, like honestly, I wasn't. But like, if I had to answer that question, I'd say maybe 2 years.
So now you're telling me if the grace of music come, like you get so big, you're gonna dump your 9 to 5.
Nah. I don't think I'd ever drop that, you know, because it's not even a 9 to 5 at this point. Honestly, since I was born, it's something that it's like a family business, you know, so it's something that is part of my life, you know. It's never something, it's not like even my job. I call it my job because I have to be there 9 to 5, but it's literally my lifestyle, you know. It's literally like at the dinner table, this is what we're talking about. Do you understand? So that's just how life is for us, honestly.
So who are you thinking of doing collaboration with at the point now?
I want to work with Bloody Civilian, and like we're actually gonna work on a special record. Okay. But apart from that, you know, Odumodu is my guy, so I also want to tap in with him. And your Math, I really fuck with what he's doing outside right now. You know, Timo Vibes is also my guy. So these are the artists I want to work with. Globally, you know, that's a different conversation, but you know, definitely the greats, the Lil Waynes, you know, the Nicki Minaj's, you know, there's no limit to what I feel that we can do here. So we just have to keep pushing the boundaries, you know.
Which artist inspired you, like, in Nigeria?
Oh, a couple. Obviously David, obviously Nato.
I mean, I got to know yourself from here.
yeah, David, Nato, Rema. He's doing it in the right way, you know. I love what he's doing. Obviously Odumodu as well, because like his blow up was more recent as well. So just watching that, you know, I was very, very conscious. I studied him to an extent, you know, even just the way he's on Twitter, disturbing everybody, you know, that type of thing. So literally.
But you know, your audience is kind of divided. I feel like it's, pardon me, but I feel like it's kind of like rich. There's gonna listen to the report, they're gonna vibe. And are you cool with that?
Obviously, I love who loves me, you know. Like if you support me, great. If you don't support me, fuck out of here, you know.
I need to ask, what's your deal with X? Because every time I'm just you should trend it last week or so or something.
Bro, I don't know how not to trend. Anything I say, people just carry it. You know, it's crazy. It is.
But would you say that's your favorite social media app right now, or
TikTok?
Is it Instagram or TikTok?
TikTok.
Why? I feel like X actually celebrate you more, because sometimes some negative comment actually push you more. So I feel like X is actually celebrating you more.
But they some of the comments. I mean, I don't read them. But the ones I do see, so they're very brutal.
I feel like you're not abiding to the rules of X. There's some things, like maybe if you try like giveaways or something like that, I feel like you're gonna have your own fan base.
I just, you know, this is my first, I'd never used it before, you know, I just started using it. So I don't even know what these rules are. I'm just, whatever I want to talk, I put it. And I don't, if you have an issue with me, that's your own.
I think like you just try and learn more about X. That's why we stop tweeting for a while. Just try and learn more. I mean, I just feel like you get used to X and you just really like the platform. Just tone it down a little bit.
I shouldn't attacking people like that.
But how did you read trolls? How are you gonna handle it?
Well, they're gonna be trolls. Even if you're doing the right things, they're still gonna troll you. So you have to just.
But does it get to you sometimes?
How can it get to me, Jerry? I don't even have time to let it get to me. Do you know how demanding my job is? I don't even have time to...
But you spend time on social media, you don't spend time on social media?
No, I do spend time in it. But like, okay, if I dwell on it, that's time and effort I could be putting towards something else, you know? So it doesn't add up, you know? There's money to be made elsewhere. I can't be dwelling on what somebody in Ikate or wherever he is texting on his phone, like, when he doesn't even know about my life, you know?
Okay, you said that, not me.
No, but it's the reality now. People don't really know everything. So you can't just be getting overwhelmed by what someone is saying when they don't really know the situation. Especially when you know yourself and you know your values, you know what your intention was.
Yes.
You know, these people, they don't necessarily read too much into things. They just
Yes.
go on their phone and just, so you can't let it get to you. You know, you have to be stronger than that.
Your father is a tycoon. I want to ask,
He is
do
a
you want
tycoon.
to be like your father, like a billionaire? Just want to be okay in your own comfort zone?
You know, I've always said this. I wanna make Eleganza great. You know, we're a great company, but I wanna make it great again.
Sorry, I need to pause. Do you see yourself, taking over the...
Yes, definitely. It's something I have ambition to do. You know, since I was young, if you asked me what do you want to be, that's what I would have told you. I want to work in Eleganza. You know, the music thing just came and I'm like, okay, let's see where this thing's gonna go and let's take it somewhere. But the main goal is to work in the company. The main goal is to, like I want it to be like the Gen Z company. I want it to be the cool hip company that's, back in people's faces. Back and diversify, not just in what you know us for, new things, bring new ideas to the picture, we can be in the entertainment space, we can definitely do all these things. So it's just like...
Can you even start like Eleganza record label? You understand?
And my Eleganza, like we already started there, I'm the first artist, so these things are there,
So what have you learned from your father so far? Like, what are the things you've learned from him?
Hard work, you can't cheat the system. What you put is what you get out, You have to always be on your toes. You can't just take anything for granted, because you never know when it's gonna just go. You have to be sharp, literally. You can't dull, First one in the office, last one to leave, that kind of mindset. That's literally it. You have to be a top achiever in everything you do. Otherwise, is there really a point? If you're gonna do it and be average, is there really a point?
I feel like you take your confidence from your mom, because your mom is, I think all of us all look up to her like.
Nah, she does her thing, man. She's obviously, I'd like to say even this side of me, the music side of me, I definitely got it from her, from being a kid, watching her do all her media, her photo shoots, all those things, that's where you kind of pick it up and you get the, oh, my mom is doing this, I want to do this, that kind of vibe. So definitely, for sure.
So are you dropping EP soon, album, or are you dropping something?
Nah, we got a mixtape. I like to call it an EP because we're still deciding if we want to keep it short or, but we have records, we have hits, we have very good music, so.
What about producers? What producers do you like to work with?
Oh, P Prime, easy. That's the guy I want to work with. I want to work with P Prime. That's the shit.
Just him, like that.
I mean, anyone else, yeah, but he's one of the people on my top of my list.
I know you're doing your thing and you can actually finance your thing, but what if a record label wants to sign you? Like,
I've had some offers. A couple offers actually. Like couple. Like
so should we expect any?
I don't think I'm gonna sign.
Why?
No, these labels they sign you, they shelve you. I don't want to be signed.
But don't you feel like it's gonna help push your brand?
I mean, if the right deal comes across, I'm open. Because initially when I did start, I wanted a deal, but just navigating the industry, looking at how these things actually tend to play out, I don't want to sign myself to a deal that wouldn't favor me, It doesn't make sense for me and my brand.
Tell me, who's your female celebrity crush? That female celebrity that you admire?
I have a couple, Obviously my friend Buddy. Me and Buddy are close.
Okay.
But, Ira Star. I've been saying
I know, right?
I thought
you were saying that.
I just said a couple of things. Ira is someone that, like, I like how she carries the Afro beats, the culture on her head. She's one of our biggest artists right now, so that type of thing, it inspires me,
Yeah.
I definitely would like to work with her one day, so,
Speaking of those females, I'm not going to say have you dated a broke girl, but have you actually dated a girl that is poor? Not broke, but poor.
I've only ever had one relationship, so literally.
Just one?
Literally just
I'm sorry, but I really find that hard to believe.
No, just one, literally.
Why? In love, or you just feel like, relationship, you don't want to jump?
To be in a relationship with someone, the timing has to be right, You have to be in that space in your life to even bring someone into it. So I feel like I've just never, I've always been busy with something or the other, so now I have the time. I said, okay, let me explore this thing, But definitely, just the one.
Actually dating the person, or you're not?
Yeah, I'm dating the person.
Ooh, that's nice. All right, let me ask you, have you ever used this phrase of, do you know who I am? Have you ever used that phrase before?
Yeah, so
why?
So in this Lagos, you have to talk like that sometimes. People will take you for granted if you don't talk
and
like that.
How did they handle that situation when you said you don't know who my ham or my father is? How did they handle it?
I won't bring my dad into it. I wouldn't do that. But people, if they know who I am, then they'll be like, oh, okay, we know now, but you get, but it's just like, you get what you want.
We enjoy using it, don't like, be honest.
I would say I enjoy it because I'm not the kind of like I'm not a vain person like that. Although you might look otherwise from social media, but
sometimes the money makes you like, you know.
No, definitely. But you know, it's like a thing where I want to be respected, even just as a person. I don't want it to be, oh, he's rich, so let's give him respect. Because that's Nigeria, you know. You want to give a rich man respect, but it's like I feel like in the rest of the world, this is not necessarily how these things go down. You know, it's just Nigeria, really. So, and you know, a lot of my upbringing was not really in Nigeria. So, it's Nigeria that I had to come and start learning. Okay, I have to actually.
So wait, sorry, you said that means you didn't grow up in Nigeria?
No, I did grow up in Nigeria to an extent, but like.
Where did you do high school? Here or there?
I did high school in London.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Then you college to
London as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
What age did you live in Nigeria?
I left Nigeria when I was 16, 15.
Oh, okay, that's too fair.
Yeah, that was fair.
So why did you decide to relocate back? Because of your dad's company?
For sure, my work is here. You know, I love my country. You can never go anywhere you go in this world. It's not like Nigeria. Last. You know, Nigeria is home. Nigeria is, you know, the rice tastes sweeter in Nigeria, literally. So, like, I love my country. I had to come back.
What about charity? Are you thinking of going into charity?
Yes, no.
I'm not talking about your parents. You in person.
Yes, of course. I have to do my own part. You know, growing up, I saw my dad do so many great things. You know, he's given so many things to the state, back to Lagos State. You know, that's why he's so respected because they know the value he has brought to the country.
Yes.
And looking at that, you cannot now say you want to do something else. You have to go along the line your family brought up. You know, it's part of it. You have to keep the dynasty going. For sure. And I would like my kids to also be involved in charitable things. For sure, because you can't, you know, it's not right when you see some people on the road, they can't even afford to pay for their medical bills. All these type of things, you know, it's not right. Yeah. It's not nice to see it. So if you can't do something, you should. Yes. You know, for sure.
I need to ask your friendship with Samuel Banks. How did you seriously? There was one content I was watching on his page, I think where he was like the girl and you came to your house, was trying to do something. I'm like, how did you guys get to meet? You guys are quite close.
How do we get to meet? I'll tell you this funny story, yeah. I met him through Wahab. You know Wahab now? Literally, Wahab told me one day, Omo, I have this guy coming to the house to shoot some content. And I was just like, okay. Like, I didn't really think too much of it. I just went about my day, do my thing. And then I saw later in the evening that they posted whatever video and it went so viral. And then I was like, I called him. Wow, who's this? Arike Samuel? You understand?
I remember that.
He told me, okay, this guy, And then I think there was like a party happening, some Trench Boy, you know Trench Boy? Yeah. Some thing he was doing. I think I bumped into Samuel there. And then we started actually talking, and then...
That means you're quite friends with some of the content creators. You're quite friends with some of them.
Trench also, like, I think he reached... I don't even remember how that came about, but yeah, he was the first person I met in Lagos. When I just moved back to Lagos, he was one of the first, like, media people I met, literally the first. So that was how that whole thing kind of started off.
So that means that's how many years now you've known Samuel Banks?
No, it was just a couple months.
Oh.
Yeah, just like...
But you guys been back to back on the page. That means
yeah.
Really pushing this musical. That's a good friend.
You know, you meet some people, you align with them. You know, he's a hustler. You know, he's someone that works. His work is him. Literally, this guy doesn't stop working. And that's just like me, so we can relate on that aspect, you know. Definitely, we clicked. You know, he's trying to go somewhere, I'm trying to go somewhere. So it makes a lot of sense to mutually connect, you know.
All right. Okay, I just want you to tell your fans, no, not just your fans, the people that don't like you and the people that like you, what they should expect from you and why you decided to go into music full time.
Whether you like me, you don't like me, I'm here to stay. I'm the future, I'm the truth, I'm the blueprint. I say this all the time, I'm the blueprint, you know. People are going to reference me in a couple years because it's a swag thing, it's a demeanor thing, you know. We're putting Nigeria where we should be, you know. That's the goal, you know. I feel like you should expect from me swagger, you know, charisma, you know, good music, you know, not even just the music, you know. I'm an innovator. That's what I call myself. I'm an artist. I'm a creative. I have many outlets I use to express myself. So you should expect greatness. You should expect the blueprint, literally the blueprint. What I'm doing, people are going to copy. That is it. That is all there's ever been.
All right. It was nice talking to you.
For sure. Thank you, Bisola.
We sure hope you enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel Goldmynetv and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.